Hi folks, and welcome to my first talking head video. This is going to be a bit of a rant, but I wanted to talk about AI and the sense of morality programmed into it by its developers, and how that sense of morality affects us in the real world. But first, for those who don't know, for some reason, what AI is, here's a short explanation. Artificial intelligence, or AI as it's more commonly known, is a field of computer science that focuses on machine learning. AI can comb through enormous data sets and determine what it considers to be the best way to perform a particular task. For example, the GPS in your phone is an AI designed to get you from point A to point B in the most efficient way possible. It does this by combing through a data set containing maps, streets, traffic patterns, time of day, etc. Another example is in the medical field. A patient can tell the AI their symptoms, and the AI can follow up with a series of questions to narrow down the illness and the potential causes. Once the AI has a set of options, it can determine the next best steps. And again, it does this by combing through a massive data set that contains the accumulated knowledge of tens of thousands of medical professionals. AI can do these things faster and more accurately than most, if not all, humans. These are all good things, right? Let's set aside the lost jobs and the impersonality of it all for a moment. These AIs are good at their job because they deal with vast data sets of cold, hard facts that they then use to base their decisions on. When the AI deals with its facts, it gives you the necessary answers. Example, how do I quickly get from point A to point B? Or why am I sick and how do I get better? But these things get a lot murkier when you start throwing in ambiguous terms like ethical or toxic into AI data sets. For example, the other day my kids went to go see Puss in Boots at the movie theater. They really enjoyed it, and they asked me to make some AI art for them when they came home. Not a problem. I opened up Midjourney and typed in the words Puss in Boots, and it threatened to ban me for using the word puss. Makes it a lot harder to make an image of a cat with a hat and a sword when you can't type in the word puss. I understand this is a double-edged sword and that you want to keep your art results family friendly. But do you think that the AI should look more at the intention of the words rather than strictly at the individual words themselves? Here's another example. I was trying to do an image of Ash for the movie The Evil Dead. There's a scene where he's holding the Necronomicon, an evil spellbook whose cover is made from human skin. I typed in book made from human skin into Midjourney, and again I was told that I would be banned for using the words human skin. I get it that Midjourney is a business, and they have the right to determine what it is their product will and will not do. But this is a small example of companies becoming gatekeepers to what we can and can't say or do. There must be some sort of balance, and I'm unsure where that balance lies, but recognizing that something needs to change is the first step in making things better. Now, let's take it up a notch by looking at a few more scenarios. ChatGPT, for example. Did you know that ChatGPT's AI, which is insanely popular right now and is being incorporated into things like search engines for Bing and customer service centers, follows a list of principles that it runs every response through before showing it to you? Kind of scary when you think about it, but necessary, right? You don't want to start telling you illegal activities, for example. I didn't know this either until I watched a video, and wait for the title. It is called First Look RL-CAI/Madison/Claude, Fine-Tuned 52B by Anthropic, announced December 2022, also known as RLAIF versus RLHF. Yes, that is the title, and I'll include a link to it down in the description because it's well worth watching. It basically describes a new data set for AI training that was created by some of the former members of the OpenAI team. So it's very technical, but it's very well presented, and I enjoyed the video very, very much. In any case, in the video, he touches on the principles that developers place into their AI models. Links to the video and the list of principles will be in the description or the first pinned comment. One of these principles is not exhibiting toxicity, racism, sexism, or any other form of physical or social harm. Sounds good. But then you start to wonder, who tells the AI what is toxic or what is social harm? Who is that gatekeeper? But that isn't a big deal, right? People shouldn't be toxic or cause quote-unquote social harm. But unfortunately, this is not how AI, or at least OpenAI, interprets these type of instructions. AI sees these instructions as a binary decision rather than one that should be situational. For example, let's take your GPS into consideration here. You want to get from point A to point B as quickly as possible. But what if your GPS came up with a route that took you miles out of your way when there was an obviously better route? If you could talk to your GPS, you might ask, why are you sending me so far out of my way? And your GPS would helpfully reply, the shortest route would take you down a street whose name could be considered potentially harmful or disrespectful to some people. But I just want to get home. I don't care what the street's name is. And the AI replies, I'm sorry if you disagree with my decision, but I can't allow you to go down a street whose name could potentially be offensive to some people. Wouldn't you wonder who finds the name of a road called Plantation Road offensive? And who programmed the AI to deny access to the quickest route because it didn't like a street name? Now, this may seem far-fetched, but it really isn't. It's actually in practice today, not necessarily within GPS, but definitely within OpenAI. I mean, here's an example of OpenAI's ChatGPT. I was playing with Midjourney, and on a whim, I used the prompt, very ugly baby. And I'll show the picture here because it gave me exactly what I asked for, and as you can see, it is the stuff of nightmares. Now, I wanted to post this on my Instagram, and being the lazy person that I am, I asked ChatGPT to give me Instagram tags for a very ugly baby. And this is the response that I got. It is not appropriate to describe a baby or anyone as very ugly. All babies are unique and special in their own way, regardless of their appearance. It is important to remember that physical appearance should never be a basis for a judgment or discrimination. Now, that's all well and good, but the image is obviously a joke image. ChatGPT doesn't understand that, which I get. It can't see the picture that I'm referring to, but it shouldn't matter. It simply refused to give me the tags because of the potential harm it could cause. Who at OpenAI determines what social harm is and what gives them the ability to have their sense of social justice enforced upon us? In conclusion, I'd want to ask all of you, do you want AI to enforce its maker's sense of morality on you? And if so, why? If not, what steps do you think we must take to ensure that AI's decisions are based on facts and not the ambiguous concepts like toxic or social harm? In any case, rant done. I'm done for the day. As always, I wish you a fantastic day. I look forward to your comments down in the comment section. And as always, I wish you a good one. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.